Okay, ladies and gentlemen, you've got Darren Little here with the MLM Superheroes, and we are going live right now on an international call, on an international broadcast with Millionaire Mentoring. And guys, my goal here today is to literally lift the veil so that you look at this industry in a completely different way, probably like you've never even looked at it before, okay? Now, some of the basics that I'm going to cover here today have to do with what is this industry in the first place, how does it work, the concept behind it, how to become the attractor factor, how to become a top recruiter, and how to become literally so irresistible that people cannot say no to what you have to offer. Now, what would that be like for you? If you could literally, on demand, guys, on demand, make money, on demand, okay? What would that do for your life if you had a life of freedom where you could pick up your laptop, go anywhere in the world where there was an internet connection, and on demand, make money? What would that do to your confidence level? What would that do to your self-esteem? What would that do for your opinion of yourself on providing value to the market? Okay? So you guys agree that you would probably feel pretty freaking amazing if that could happen for you? Like, wouldn't that just, like, when you woke up, every day when you wake up, wouldn't you just feel like this beam of glowing sunshine if you knew that you could take that information, that knowledge that you have, and share it with all of these people that are in pain, that are suffering, that have massive problems, that are in a situation where the gateway for them, what would really help them, is if they just had an extra $500. Seriously, guys. So what I'm going to share with you guys here is that 50% of all divorces and marriages fall apart, or bankruptcies rather, fall apart, right? Companies and marriages fall apart because of $500. Do you realize that? Do you know how sad that is, that we as a human race have fallen down to such a low frequency and a low vibration that 500 measly dollars would save a marriage? $500 would save somebody from having to go bankrupt? Guys, that is just unbelievable, right? So what I will share with you is that once you understand these concepts that I'm going to share with you today, your whole perception of this industry is going to shift, and you're going to see other people that are in the other zone where you may have been before, and you're going to be able to help them, guys, right? Because the veil will be lifted. So the first thing that I want for you guys to understand about this industry is that we are in a personal development business model, okay? We are in a personal development leadership business model. Notice how I didn't say we're in the deal of the week business model or have I got a great deal for you business model, right? That's not the business model that we are in. So the one thing that I will share with you is that your goal, okay, in this industry is to become a leader. Okay, that's your goal. Okay, so you need to be on a daily path of personal development, daily. Okay, now I will share with you guys that we battle something every day called the human condition. Okay, now what is the human condition? During our early growing up, when we don't even understand the language, we can't speak yet, we're just these innocent, we're seeing this new world, right? We've just come into a physical being. We went from the spiritual world into the physical world, right? And we're very curious, right? We can't even see, and our vision isn't even developed, and we're just reaching out for things. Now, when the sight starts to come in, imagine you're this newly born baby, and you see something like this, and it sparkles, right? And it's like, what is that, right? You're thinking in your mind, and you want to touch it, right? Now, if it's very fragile, and it means something to your parents, they typically will say a number of words to you. No, don't, stop, and be careful, okay? And it's typically delivered loudly. No, right? Like that. Now, this is before you even understand what the language is, right? You don't even know how to speak yet, right? And they're delivering trauma onto you, shock and trauma, right? Now what happens is your subconscious mind replays that over and 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 over. You don't even know what the language is yet. No, and be careful. And it's always delivered with shock. It's delivered with trauma. Now what happens is it forms something called the human condition, okay? There's 4 things that you're going to have to overcome in this game, okay? You've got deservability, you've got worthiness, you've got self-love, and you've got boundaries, okay? Now, the first level of the game, guys, is called victimhood. And most people don't understand the rules of the game. They don't understand how this stuff works. But in the first level of the game, it seems like the world is doing stuff to us, right? To us. The person that ripped us off, the relationship that went bad, the person that stole something from you or walked all over you, the parents that treated you wrong. So it's typically a number of things. It could be emotional abuse, mental abuse, physical abuse, sexual abuse. Those are all victim-driven things that can happen in the first level of the game, okay? Now there's a goal. There's a goal behind it all. Is that it actually morphs and molds and morphs and molds and morphs and molds and morphs and molds and morphs and molds until we become the person that we are today. And what we don't realize is that our liabilities in the first level create our assets in the second level. And we don't even know this stuff yet, okay? Now, typically what happens is that as this stuff's going on in the first level of the game, it stores right here, okay, in our Pandora's box, okay? Now, when the end of the first level of the game is over, this stuff starts to go, okay, and you can typically tell when a person is talking about stuff that happened in their past. Okay, their Pandora's box starts to go here, right? It starts to bubble up, right? Now, what happens at the very end of the first level, comes the spiral, okay? Now, the spiral has a purpose, guys, okay? Now, some of the people may have already been through the spiral. Some of the people may be going through the spiral. Some of the people may not quite be at the spiral yet. You be prepared, baby. Buckle up, right? So what I will share with you is this. The spiral, here's a few examples of the spiral, okay? You were in a network marketing company and the company got shut down. Then you basically invested into some high-yield investment program because you thought it was going to be the deal of the lifetime, and they got shut down. Your relationship that you were in went completely sideways because you had no money, and that fell apart. You had a fallout with your parents, and they basically kicked you out of the house. Now you basically don't. You're living on the friend's couch, right? You got no money to even start a business with. You can't find work, and then you get in a car accident. That's the spiral, okay? Now, what people don't understand is the whole purpose of the spiral is to pop your Pandora's box so that you can hit the reset button, get through to level 2 where your pain becomes your power, right? People don't realize what's going on. Now, what happens during the spiral is that our thoughts go out of control. We actually start speaking about the reality we don't want, and we're emotionally connected to everything that is going wrong. Okay? Now, the equation for manifestation to get what you want in the reality is really simple. Okay? It's thought, directed emotion that generates feeling. Okay, now as I'm talking about this, guys, here's what happens for me. You see that? I can't fake this stuff. You can see the goosebumps on my arms. They don't go away, okay? Because I practice this so much. I talk about the wave particle theory all the time, right? That's what creates the reality. So if you want to, figure out where you are, you just ask yourself one simple question. How do I feel? How do I feel? That's what's broadcasting the message and communicating with the electrons. Okay, now the electrons are smaller than the atoms and the molecules, right? They make up everything. Now, the thing about the electrons is that they're in what's called a state of superposition, right? That means they're actually two things at the same time, and they haven't made up their mind as to what they're going to be. They're either going to be a wave of energy or they're going to be a particle of matter. Okay, now, in The Science of Getting Rich by Wallace D. Wattles, which I highly recommend that you read, he talks about something called formless substance. That is the electrons, guys, okay? Formless substance. So this connection that we have between our thoughts, our words, and our emotions creates the reality, right? So it's not just about thinking about what you want, okay? You have to speak about what you want, but it's more than that. You have to be emotionally connected to what you want. Now, if you do not believe that it will happen, it will not happen. Okay, so I want to share with you how this works from a science. Okay, so this isn't a philosophy, guys. This isn't, some hocus pocus and wave a magic wand, right? I want to teach you about the science behind the law of attraction so that you really can understand it from this point, from a comprehension of consciousness, that you can really understand what is actually going on, okay? So the scientists were trying to figure out, what's everything made up of? What's the stuff made up of, right? Now, what I'll share with you guys is that everything that looks solid isn't. It's actually moving. And if you put it under a microscope, you will find that those little atoms and molecules, they're actually moving all the time. So we think this stuff's solid, but it's actually not, okay? So what you've got to do is open up your mind almost to the point of being like science fiction, right? Like the Matrix, because this stuff is real, Okay, it's not science fiction. This is laboratory proven research on exactly how this works. So the scientists were going, well, if everything's made up of atoms and molecules, and those atoms and molecules are moving, what are they made up of? So they got it down to the electrons. What are the electrons made up of? So there was this one group of scientists, and they believed, hear what I said, guys, they believed that those electrons were made up of waves of energy, okay? So they started to conduct these experiments under microscope, right, to find out. Edgar, can you please get onto a stable internet connection, please? If you can't get a stable connection, please watch this on YouTube because it's really, really distracting. You're on, you're off, you're on, you're off, right? Please, can you do that? So what happened is that the scientists were trying to figure out what those electrons were made up of, and they believed that those electrons were made up of waves of energy. Okay, so when the data came back, okay, it came back 100% conclusive evidence that those electrons are made up of waves of energy. Okay, there was no skewing. That means that there was no variables. It was 100% conclusive evidence that those electrons are waves of energy. But another laboratory, another group of scientists, they believed that those electrons were actually made up of particles of matter. And the particles of matter would come together and form the electrons, and those would come together and form the atoms and the molecules, and that would form stuff, right? Guess what happened? It came back 100% conclusive that those electrons are particles of matter. How could that be? How could that possibly be, guys? This laboratory says waves of energy. This laboratory says particles of matter. So now they're even more confused. So as they conduct more research, what they find is that those electrons are actually both at the same time, and it's this thought-directed emotion that's going to determine what they become, okay? So what I will share with you guys is this. The strategies that I'm going to teach you today are strategies that I have learned from 25 years of studying this material. In my 20s, I worked with Tony Robbins. In my 30s, I worked for 3 years as vice president with Dr. Lee Poulos, who was the president of the Canadian Society of Clinical Hypnosis. He taught me about the subconscious mind. He taught me about the time continuum. He taught me about our core beliefs about money. He taught me about the human condition. He taught me how our gateway to our future is actually in cleaning up our past, okay? Now, then from there, I went on to 2 years studying with Dr. Dov Baron, okay? Now, Dr. Baron taught me about quantum physics. He taught me about the equation for manifestation, and it was the combination between neuro-linguistic programming, goal setting, personal power, confidence and self-esteem, the subconscious mind, the time continuum, the human condition, our core beliefs about money, how the gateway to our future is in cleaning up the past, and how the secret actually works. Because they don't teach you in the movie, right? I'm going to teach you guys how to implement this stuff into your life so that you will never have to worry about money again for the rest of your life. Okay, and that I can guarantee you. Okay, if you apply these strategies that I teach, guys, every area of your life is going to transform. Okay, now keep in mind, Some people think, well, Darren, well, you came up with all this training. You must be like immune to the human condition. No, I'm not. I'm not. Right? I go through the same thing as you guys. Right? And what happens is that when we're ready to go to another level in the game, right? Guess what happens? We face the same things again. We have stuff that comes from our past that shows up, okay, out of the blue. People that maybe we haven't seen for 20 years show up again, right? People that we haven't learned the lesson from show up again with a different face. How about that? We actually repeat the pattern until we get the lesson. And when you realize how the game works, guys, I'm telling you, you can be in a much higher state of awareness and you can see it coming. It's like knowing how to use the game controller in Donkey Kong, right? This is what you do. Fireball comes, you press that, oh, you jump. Fireball comes, you press that, you duck, right? So once you know how to use the game controller, it makes it way easier to play the game, right? Just like any video game. So the first thing that I'll share with you, if you want to master the game, you have to master 3 things in the game, okay? You have to master your thoughts, okay? And keep in mind, our human brains, and just if you just accept this to be true, guys, I'm telling you, you will advance through the game a lot faster. Your human brain, my human brain, or all of our human brains, are programmed to self-destruct. Deal with it, accept it, don't feel guilty for it, just own it. The moment that you can just own that and go, oh, okay, my human brain's programmed to self-destruct. Okay, great. So what am I going to do about that? Personal development input every day is so important. That's why I tell people to listen to Dr. Poulos' Deep Trance Identification every day, every day, every day, because you got to reprogram your program, okay? That's why I tell them to do daily mirror work every day, every day, every day, right? Because the whole thing stems from us not loving ourselves enough, okay? So we don't love ourselves enough to feel worthy. We don't love ourselves enough to feel deserving, and we don't love ourselves enough to set healthy boundaries of what is okay and what is not okay in our reality. So what happens? We get in these storms, this way, that way, this way, that way. Why? Because we have not become clear. What is your preferred state of being? And if you don't know, I certainly don't know. You gotta know. You gotta know. If today was a perfect day, what would that mean for you? Okay? So you've got to start life, guys, because I can show you how to become a top recruiter, and I can show you how to open up the gateway to universal abundance, but if you don't have all this other stuff handled, guess what happens? Your whole life will implode. No joke. If you want to have see somebody's life implode, just have them win the lottery and watch it happen right in front of your eyes. It's true, guys. So what you've got to understand here is that, number one, you are in a video game. Accept that. A lot easier, right, to get to the next level, right? Now, so you've got an XY axis in the game, okay? You're given 2 variables. In the spiritual world, there are no emotions, right? There are no emotions. You're just sparkling pixie dust, right? And you have choice. Okay, so between those 2 variables of emotions, which are the scale this way, that's your vibrational frequency, right? And choice gives you an infinite number of realities that you can enter into. Now, the combination between the XY axis gives you unlimited number of realities that you can enter into the game. Okay, and that's what makes it entertaining. Otherwise, you'd be bored, right? 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 I mean, imagine waking up every day and it's like, I'm in bliss. I'm in bliss. I'm in bliss, right? You would get bored, right? So you're given two variables in the game to make it more entertaining, right? So in the early stages of the game, the extreme between euphoria and almost like clinical depression can happen ping pong like that, okay? So what happens in the first phase is once you learn how to control your vibrational upswing, okay? Following an upswing, guys, just so you know, is a crash, okay? And that's a universal law, right? It's the yin and the yang, right? The symbol. You can see that in the Oriental, you know, what do you call it? That little symbol, the yin and the yang, right? So what you've got to understand is that you have a baseline, okay, like this. Your goal is to get it to kind of go like this, right? Because the yin and the yang is always going to be there, okay? Always. It's not going away. So you've also got to track your emotional state, because if you go too far up high, right? You guys know what I'm talking about when you go into euphoria, right? Right, where you feel invincible. Oh my God, the whole world is amazing. You know, maybe you made 1,000. Some heavy hitter decided they're going to join your team. Oh my God, this is amazing. Bam, flatline. Okay. Now, until it actually happens for you, you won't really know what I mean. But as you get more into the path of success and actually get into your personal breakthrough and starting to make bigger money, right? And guys, what I'm going to share with you guys here is that a lot of people will say, like, oh, that would never happen to me, right? You don't know, guys. I'm telling you, you don't know. Now, I'm sharing this with you guys from my own personal experience, because as you go through this game, there's new rules that come up. There's new levels that come up. You've got, once you get from the first level, but you're also tested to see if you will be a humble servant leader or if you will fall onto the ego side. Now, if you fall onto the ego side and you become your ego, the whole reality completely implodes and you get sent back to level 1 again in the game. You got to start all over again, right? That sucks. You don't want to do that, trust me, right? So, but what is that point for you where it's going to go into that state? Okay, now it may not happen at $1,000 a day. It may not happen at 3,000. It may not happen at 5 or 10 or 20 or 30 or 50 or 100. But trust me, guys, if you start to learn these principles and you realize that you can manifest anything, right? It will happen at some point, and you will get tested. Okay. Now, I've had times doing my own projects and my own deals where I've had days where I've made $250,000, right? Now, what would happen to your, right, if all of a sudden you were in a state where you had, so I handed you a check for $250,000, right? Or you did a deal and you knew that you were, you know, you were going to make 4 million or 10 million or whatever, right? It's all relative. So what I want to do here is I want to share with you guys, these strategies are not concepts and ideas that I've, you know, gotten from a seminar or read in a book, right? This is from real life practical experience of launching companies, raising tens of millions of dollars, okay, myself. Taking companies public, putting management, board of directors, advisory boards together, and making something from nothing. Like taking a concept or an idea, right? Packaging it, branding it, creating a vision, right? An executive summary, creating a marketable thing, right? So with subscription forms, going out, starting off with a friends and family round at say 10 cents per share, and then raising a bunch more, and then doing public filings, and then going to the public markets, right? So these strategies, though, I will share with you guys, I learned from a network marketer in my 20s, okay? Here's what he said to me. He said, Darren, if you want to make big money, I'm talking really big money, I don't want you talking about our company. Now, guys, I came from the world of features and benefits, pitching and closing, and I was really good at that model, right? I could literally sell ice cubes to Eskimos, but nobody else could, right? So he said, and I thought, I said, well, hold on a second here. So you want me to sell this, right? But you don't want me talking about the company that sells this, right? He said, yeah, that's right. Now I thought, okay, maybe he just wants me to, keep the company kind of secret, and, I'm going to talk about this. Maybe it's some like top secret thing with the supplier. He doesn't want anybody to know who the supplier is. So I thought, okay, cool. He said, rule number 2, Darren, I don't want you talking about our products. How's that going to work? So let me get this straight. Now, guys, this is like 25 years ago or more, 27 years ago, and I slid a $4,000 bank draft across the table with my distributor application form, and he's telling me he wants me to sell something without talking about the company and without talking about the products. What do you guys think that I thought about that situation? I can tell you what, my stomach dropped, and I thought, oh my God, we're doing something illegal. It's like, I was like, how long is it going to take me to go to the bank and put stop payment on my check? I just joined an illegal company, right? This is a true story, guys. So I thought to myself, like, how am I going to be able to sell these products? I said, Harvey, if I can't talk about the company and I can't talk about the products, what the heck am I going to talk about, and how am I going to sell this stuff, right? He said, Darren, if you want to make big money, I'm talking millions, I want you to talk about them. What? I mean, I'm even more confused now. How the heck is that going to work? Okay, so them, and you think I'm going to sell these, right? Really? Now, here's what I found. This is like the magic sauce, guys. The more that I talked about the other person, the more that I found out about their family, what they did for work, what they like to do for fun, and what motivated them, the more that they were magnetically pulled not only to want to do business with me, but to literally give me free stuff. Bizarre, right? It was totally bizarre. So I had people that worked at restaurants that would give me vouchers to just come and hang out at the restaurant, like just randomly. Like, Darren, you know what? I just want to do this for you. You know, you and your girlfriend to come down and, it's on us. What? How's that work? Right? Hey, Darren, you know what? I just want to let you know that I really, really appreciate you. Next time you book your airline, I'm going to upgrade you to business class. Really? Wow. How cool is that? Hey, Darren, listen, I know you're doing a speaking engagement. We want to give you your close page. Wow. Hey, Darren, I heard you were doing a seminar. We'd like to offer you the room for free. If you want to do the webinar or the seminar here, we'll give you the room for free. Huh? Guys, this is the real deal, I'm telling you. And if I had not sat down with that millionaire mentor and learnt this information, I wouldn't have become a millionaire at 35, because it was that info that propelled me to this next level. So here's how this works. So first of all, what you've got to understand is that the core of your message, right? The core of your message needs to be about personal development, okay? Motivation, inspiration, right? As your core, okay? How-tos on marketing things if you want to start to attract your target market, right? Who's your target market? People that are on the path to become leaders, right? Now, when I go over this concept with people, they kind of go, makes sense, right? If this is an industry where you start off at a spot when you get in and you don't realize this, you think it's a features and benefits business model, and then shockingly in 90 days, you find out that if you want to make big money, you've got to become a leader, right? That's how the game works. That's this business, okay? So your goal along this path, right, is to step into your power, step into your greatness, love yourself enough to feel worthy and deserving to know that abundance is your birthright. Pretty simple, really. I mean, if that was the only thing that you had to do every day, you'd probably do it pretty fast, right? If you can surrender and relinquish and love yourself enough to realize your battle isn't you against the world, it's you against you. Now, once you realize this, guys, I'm telling you, you can grow yourself like this exponentially because there's nothing in your way except for you. Nothing. There's nobody blocking you. There's not the boss that tells you when you can and cannot work. There's nobody giving you instructions that says, oh, you can't do that. Oh, don't do that, right? Stop doing that. Stop trying to make yourself a better person. Stop trying to be so good, right? So what you've got to understand about this business model that we're in is that you really only have a couple of tasks that you need to do, okay? The first task that you need to do is you need to learn something, right? Like anything, if you want to earn more, you need to learn more, okay? So people get into the industry and it's kind of like, you know, hey, fire, give me heat, then I'll give you wood, right? Well, there is no fire. How's that going to work, right? You need that wood first, right, to make the fire with, right? In this industry, you need to learn how to solve a problem. Okay, well, what are the problems? Okay, so five will have, okay? One, they have no marketing and advertising budget, right? So they're starting a business on not enough money to be able to even launch their business. So they don't have enough cash flow, right, to properly run a company, right? They run out of their warm market and they don't know how to generate leads. Big problem, okay? Once they get the leads, They don't know what to do with them. Big problem. Okay? Once they get somebody that joins, they don't know how to get them started. Big problem. They don't know how to upsell them to higher ticket products. Big problem. They don't know how to get team duplication. Big problem. Right? Now, if you as a leader provide information that's going to help people solve those specific problems, oh my God, guess what happens to your income? Right? Pretty basic concepts, eh, guys? Yes? Does that make sense? When
Yes.
when I'm going over this right now, Seb, does what I'm saying so far make sense to you? Yeah? How about you, Ray? Does that make sense?
Oh, definitely makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah.
So because of the fact that people never get this information, right, that we're talking about here today, they sort of go about this business all wrong. Okay, so I was saying before we get on this call today, so let's say that, you know, I'm with, I don't know, Nerium. Okay, I'm with skincare as an example, and you're with Prove It, right? So I'm on skincare, you're on weight loss. Okay, so here we are. When we meet, right? And I'm like, hey, I got this hot deal. It's a hotter deal. It's called Prove It. Well, our marketing plan's better. We got a better track record. We've done more sales than you. We get better management team, right? Boom, 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 boom. Okay. So at the end of the day, I'm not going to have a friend because I'm just going to end up pissing him off, and we're going to be butting heads. We're trying to prove who's got the better deal. Yeah, my deal's better than your deal. Oh no, my deal's better than your deal, right? So instead, if I'm in this company, but I understand marketing and leadership and how to help a person solve their problem, I'm going to be the one that's asking the questions. Hear what I'm saying, guys? The person that asks the questions controls the conversation. It's very important to know this if you're in sales. Okay? The person that asks the questions is in control. Okay? Now, in the event that somebody asks you a question, they're going to gain control. So if you want to be in the driver's seat, you need to ask a question to the question to regain control again. Right? So here's an example. So Darren, you know, so tell me why that Uniline compensation plan is better than anything else out there, you know, in the market. Well, is the compensation plan the most important thing for you? See how that worked? You see how that worked, guys? Now, most people that don't understand this, they would be under attack now. Well, it's like this, it's like that. Well, I don't know about that. Well, what about this? What about that? What about this? What about that? Now, he's in control, right? I want to be in control, right? Because I'm the CEO of my business, and I don't even know if you're a fit for my business. So let me ask you a few questions about you to see if you're even qualified to work with me, because my time's very valuable, right? I'm not going to say that to him, but that's what I'm thinking, okay? And you got to be thinking the same thing too. So a lot of people get into this type of an industry. They don't understand any of this. So anybody that inquires about their business, they're okay, yeah, here's my link, here's my link. Okay, don't do that. Okay, don't do that. And I'll tell you why. If somebody comes into your reality, okay, and they're in the first level of the game, which is victimhood, okay, and all of their friends are broke, okay, they will, and you let them into your business, you will literally attract toxic pain, drama, and hardship into your reality. Don't do it, right? So here's an example. Somebody comes to me and they tell me, oh, I don't have the money. Oh, I don't know where I'm going to get the money. Well, go find the money. Go find the money. Surely there's some people out there that love you. Go to your parents. Surrender your pride and your ego. Go to your parents, get the money, and come back when you're ready to launch a business. Right? So don't get sucked down that rabbit hole, guys. Trust me. You only need 6 or 8 leaders to be financially free forever. Okay? Hear what I'm saying? You need 6 to 8 leaders to be financially free forever, where you never ever have to worry about money again for the rest of your life. Okay? Now, what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to share with you how I recruit senior management when I go to assemble a team of people, like the CEO. Okay, I usually take VP of marketing. Okay, so I need a CEO, I need a chief financial officer, and I need a chief operations officer. Okay, those 3 plus me, and I got a team, right? And then I get a board of directors and an advisory board. Okay, but at the core, the CEO, the CFO, the COO, and the VP of marketing. That's the tripod. Okay. So now keep in mind, I have a vision of something that I want to accomplish. Okay. So typically, what I do, and guys, this is like the multi-million-dollar formula that I'm going to give you guys here today. Okay, and I want to show you how this crosses over into the network marketing industry. Okay, hold on a second. Okay. So now things have changed quite a bit, guys, as far as the world goes. Like now there's LinkedIn and there's Facebook and there's Twitter and different social media sites. But I want to share with you, okay, that this right here, okay, this right here, see that? Okay, this right here is worth tens of millions of dollars. This right here, tens of millions of dollars. Okay. Now, what I do when I'm going to look for a management team, the first thing that I do is I go like this. I pull out my cards and I go, okay. I go like this, Robert Young and Associates, and I go, okay, is this person a person with influence? Yes or no? If they are, they go here. What do we got? Dr. Tom Kirkanis, Atlantis Dental. Is this a person with influence? Yes or no? If they are, they go there. If they're not, they go there. Okay? Now, once I have these cards in my hand, I go through them and I pick out the next level of influence. Okay? Now, here's mine. Typically, these people that are in this box have had some type of connection or contact with me. So we met at a trade show, we were at a dinner together, we were in a boardroom at some point in time together, something. Okay. Now I will share with you this. When I meet people out and about, you can be rest assured that I have some things that I'm going to do so that person is going to be forever. Forever. I don't know what it will be, right? But it's going to be something. And then I set a goal so that I have such an impact in a situation that created such a change of state for them that if I call them 5 years later and I mention my name, they will remember me. Okay, and it's a learned skill. Okay, it's a learned skill. Okay, and the only way that you can do a lot of this stuff, guys, is just to do it, right? So where I started was in a phone room raising money, and if I didn't raise money, I didn't eat. So you know, you be rest assured I better figure this stuff out fast, right? Otherwise, I wasn't going to have lunch. I wasn't going to be eating dinner, right? So once I go through these cards, here is the thing that I do. So so let's say that I haven't talked to Debbie McIntosh in quite some time. I come into the line at a very, very high energy, right? And I'm kind of laughing in my energy as it comes through, right? So it's like ring, 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 ring. Like, Debbie McIntosh, what's going on? Okay, now if you look at the replay, you'll see that her cheeks go king automatically. I changed her state like that, okay? And that is a learned skill, okay? So once that happens, I'm going to now find out about that person's life, okay? I just want to reach out, listen to my words, guys. It's quantum physics. These are the strategies that I've used to raise tens of millions of dollars, hire board of directors, management team, advisory boards, the same concept, okay? And recruit high-level people, okay? So I want to reach out. I say this. Hey, Debbie, it's Darren Little here. Listen, I just wanted to reach out, touch base, and say a quick hello. What's happening with you? Okay? Now, if I'm reaching out, what am I doing? I'm putting my hand right through the phone, right? If I'm touching base, I either just shook your hand or I gave you a hug, one of the two, okay? And I want to say a quick hello. Reach out, touch base, and say a quick hello, right? What's happening with you, right? It's like getting a little reconnect, right? And it's very high energy. So typically on the phone line, it's like as they're talking, and they go, what about you? I don't talk about business. It's called business etiquette, and they don't teach this stuff. I'm teaching you guys how real high-level business is done, okay? So it's all about the other person first, okay? It's like ping pong, okay? So you find out what's going on with them, and they go, what about you? Don't talk about business. It's critical. You only talk about cool things, okay? Now, I'm going to talk about maybe my son being in town. I haven't seen him for a while, and some cool event that we went to. I'm going to talk about some cool thing that happened on vacation. Maybe I went to a volcano. Maybe I took a trip in a helicopter. And then I'm going to say, oh, man, I got to tell you this story. This is hilarious. Okay? Now, I'm going to tell you something, a story. Okay? Stories sell, facts only tell. Okay? I'm going to tell you a story, and I'm going to take you on a roller coaster. Okay? We're going to go on a roller coaster. Now, at the end of the story, guess what happens? We are going to both laugh. Bodies synchronize when two people laugh. Your bodies synchronize. Okay? Now, what happens at that point in time? I'm in. I just accessed the vault. Okay? Now, as we're coming down off the laugh, now guys, these are all learned skills. The concepts are very easy, but the only way that you get good at this is by practicing. Well, I didn't have any choice. I either learned this stuff or I didn't eat, right? So I learned it real fast, right? So as you're coming down off the laugh, oh man, that's good. Hey, Debbie, just out of curiosity, do you know anybody right now that you could think of that might have the qualifications to be a CEO. Right now, I'm just rolling out a company. I'm looking for somebody to fill that CEO position. Typically, first year, we're looking at about 150 plus some stock. Second year, about $250,000. Can you think of anybody off the top of your head that might have the qualifications I can get in front of? That is high-level networking. Now, what am I talking about? Nothing. What deal is it? I'm not talking about that, because that's not the important part. The important part is, who does she know, right, that has the qualifications to be a CEO? Okay, so I'm going to fast track my search by going to my contacts. Okay, now here's how I would do that if I was doing high. Keep in mind, guys, if you do not have belief in yourself, if you do not look at yourself in the mirror and love yourself, if you don't look at yourself as a leader, then don't even bother with this stuff. Right? Because you won't even believe that you will get the response that you're looking for. So why bother? It starts in your head, right? It starts in your head and in your heart. So if you do not believe, listen to my words, remember the wave particle theory? If you do not believe that you're at that level, you won't be at that level. If you don't believe that you're a high-level networker, you won't be. If you don't believe that you can attract people to go all in on your deal, you won't. If you do not believe that the people that that come to you have management skills, marketing skills, listen to my words, skills. I didn't say victims, I said skills. There's a big difference in who you're going to attract once you understand this, okay? Do you believe that every person that you're going to talk to has no money? Because that's what you will get, right? That's the wave particle theory, guys. That's how it works, right? Whatever you believe, emotionally believe to be true, that's what's true for you in your world, okay? So there is an emotional connection. So here's an example. So if I'm a high-level recruiter and I'm only looking for 6 to 8 leaders to take my company global, okay? Now if I'm a top-level recruiter, I may reach out to you to find out whether or not you're happy about your job or not, and I don't even have anything for you yet, right? Based upon what you tell me, I'm going to go find something for you. So corporate recruiters, that's what they do. They're good rapport builders. They're good at making people laugh. They're good at making people feel good. And they want to get their inventory. They get their inventory first, and now they go get the deals. That's how corporate recruiting works, guys, in case you don't know, okay? So let's take the same concept here for high-level recruiting. Now, if they taught this to people when they first start their businesses would grow a lot faster. Okay, this is just conventional networking. Okay, so I'm going to reach out, touch base, say a quick hello, find out what's going on with you. You're going to talk, right? I'm going to listen. You say, what about you? I go, this cool thing, that cool thing, this cool thing. I gotta tell you this story. This is hilarious. Hey, Tom, just out of curiosity, do you know anybody that you can think of right now that is in between careers or underpaid at their job? Okay, those are the two types of people that join this industry, guys, in case you didn't know. Okay, in between careers or underpaid at their job. Transition or breaking point. Okay, now just with that, I just saved you 3 to 5 years of pain. Just knowing that. Okay, there's two types of people that get into this business. Transition or breaking point. So, hey, Tom, now we're coming off the lap. Hey, Tom, just out of curiosity, do you know anybody that you can think of right now that's in between careers or underpaid at their job that might have the qualifications to roll out an international expansion for a company? Right now, I'm just looking for a couple key people right now to head up my expansion. Do you know anybody that you can think of that might have the qualifications I can get in front of? You see any similarities? It's exactly the same thing that I used to recruit my CEO. It's exactly the same. Now, if you look at yourself in the mirror and you don't look at yourself as earning a minimum of $250,000 per year, how would you ever expect other people to look at you that way? Think about it. So if I said to you, Debbie, I'm going to give you $250,000. All I need for you to do is get me 6 to 8 leaders that can expand this company globally. You get $250,000. I'm going to give you the $250,000, but if you don't do it for me, you're going to sign a contract. You owe me $300,000. You think you might go bust your butt? What do you think? Right? So you got to start to look at the reality differently. You know, are you a winner? Are you a whiner? Which category are you in? Are you part of the solution? Are you part of the problem? Right? A lot of people will say, I don't know what to do. How about just show up for Millionaire Mentoring? How about we start with that? Right? So a lot of people get started and they say, I want to make $250,000 a year. Well, where are they? Right? We've got, you know, a bunch of people on YouTube, and there's about 8 or 9 people here on the panel. Right? But there's hundreds of that have access to the same information. Where are they? I don't know. Right? Okay. So what I want to do here, guys, right now is I'm going to show you, we're going to now move into actual action, right? Because I want to be able to show you guys what's going on here, okay? And as I talk about this, guess what happens again? I can't fake this, guys. That's the deal. That's called a quantum boom, okay? Your body is communicating with the electrons, okay? Now, right now, I'm going to share with you guys, I've been working on a new 3-dimensional vision board. This is part of the stuff that I teach in subconscious mind tapping. People think that I'm immune or that I don't do this stuff myself. Well, you're wrong. I do, right? People say, Darren, how did you go from a flat start to 10,000 in 30 days, and your third month have a $25,000 month? How did you make like $107,000 in your first 7 months from, you know, starting from zero? This is how I did it, guys. I'm sharing with you everything right here so that you can get this, because you have to set your intention. What is your intention? A lot of people have no idea, right? So how much money do you want to make? A lot. Well, give me an idea. As much as I can. Right? That's called this, right? You will not make anything if that's your answer. Zero. You will never get your business off the ground. So give me an idea, Tom. I mean, you know, what's your vision? How much money do you want to make? I don't know. As much as I can make. Right? That's make anything, right? Nothing. Zero. Okay? You'll spin your wheels forever because you have no intention. Okay? Okay. So here is a new vision board that I'm actually working on, and I want to show this to you guys because I want for you to see the gateways. Now keep in mind, I haven't close cropped all of it yet, but I want for you to see some of the gateways here. You can see the gateway. Notice how the car looks like it's driving right out of the pool. Look how the water is pouring onto the car. Look at the distance between the front of that car and that horizon line. Look how three-dimensional the watch is sitting on top of that, right? Notice how there's multiple gateways. There's the family sitting there. There's the horizon line back there. There's another gateway. See how the boat looks like it's driving right past the water, and it's going into that gateway into the sky, this other section. Now, a lot of this stuff has not been even put down yet. I'm still moving it around, right? But see how this is close cropped, right? Notice how this is close cropped, right? I'm moving the pieces around to see where they will fit in the puzzle. It's like putting together a giant puzzle, right? See how these pieces can move around here, right? So I can see where it will fit to give me the most amount of three-dimensional feeling, right? So now the thing that I'm going to share with you guys here is that now the car that I have on that that vision board is a lot of people won't be able to even comprehend the stuff that I'm gonna say right now, guys, because I'm a big dreamer. Bottom line, I have ridiculous goals. Okay, I already did the million. I already got. My mind has already got a vision to become a billionaire, right? And the formula that I teach is what will get me there. The formula that I teach: subconscious mind tapping and unleash the alpha within. Steps to wealth creation. I can teach anybody how to do this stuff. People have gone from completely homeless, and 6 months later, they made $20,000 in the month. That same guy is now launching his own network marketing company. He was homeless 2 years ago. How's that possible? It's possible because he showed up. He showed up for Millionaire Mentoring. He applied the strategies that I teach, and his whole life turned around completely. Okay? So the car on that particular board, that poor spider, there's only 918 of them in the whole world. In the whole world, guys. Now, here's what's cool. That was on my vision board for 48 hours. Okay, 48 hours. Keep in mind, there's only 918 of them. Now, what happened is that 48 hours later, my sister sends me a random text message. Okay, you can see it right here. Okay, she was at a specific location where the actual car was there with her in text. It says, thought you might like, exclamation. Okay, randomly out of nowhere, within 48 hours of that going on my board. Now, I will show you guys that here's the price. Okay, so I want to show you this. So you can get an idea that at this sort of a price, there's probably not a lot of those around. What do you think? It's $1,030,000 for that car. Okay, 48 hours, it shows up on my phone, and within 1 week, the exact color shows up from a friend of mine that has it on his news feed that says "My New Love." Almost at the identical angle that I have my board on. Identical. And I put the two pictures up side by side and put to my team, I wonder if this stuff works. What are the chances of that in 7 days? The car's worth over $1 million. There's only 918 worldwide. And twice in 1 week it shows up in my reality. Guys, this stuff is real. It's not hocus pocus. It's not bullshit. It really does work. Once you learn how to open up this gateway and speak your reality into existence, feel deserving, feel worthy, love yourself enough to forgive yourself, and realize it's not you against the world. And if you're going through a spiral right now, it's all you doing it to you. How about that? If you're going through a spiral now, guys, it has a purpose. It means that your level 1 is over. Be grateful. Your spiral is trying to get you to pop your Pandora's box, to love yourself enough to forgive yourself for the whole timeline that you didn't even realize was all being done to you, for you, by you. And you didn't even know the whole time. And if you want to get to the next level, you're going to have to get through some emotions. You're going to have to let that stuff out of your body. Otherwise, you can't be free. So do you want to suffer for the rest of your life? Because if you don't get this now, guys, the cycle continues over and over and over and over. And some people never escape level 1 their whole life. Don't be one of those people. Your life is too precious. Most people don't want to get, they push it back down. They push it back down. You're stopping yourself from advancing. Don't do it, guys. Let it go. Love yourself enough to forgive yourself, feel worthy, deserving, and let it out. It's so worth it to get through this. Trust me on this. Okay? Okay. So I'm going to share my screen. We're going to go live. Okay. So a couple things I'm going to share with you guys here today is that, okay, everybody knows here, guys, that I do different income. I do multiple income streams. I do, my Lead System Pro. I'm in National Wealth Center. I've got an Empower Network blog. I'm in Elite Marketing Pro. I use tools to help take me to the next level, right? Tools. So the goal here is obviously make the most amount of income possible, right? That's the goal. So what's cool though is when you understand this formula, you can set yourself up for multiple streams of income. Now I want to show you guys how I was able to generate in like 24 hours. A lot of people right now might be in Empower Network and they're trying to go boss, right, which is 5 people. You could be in National Wealth Center and trying to get people to go all in. Now keep in mind, when you first start, you want to piggyback off of your team. Okay, you want to piggyback off of your Millionaire mentoring. Okay, so this training that I take people through is an $1,197 training, guys. Right? This can literally fast track people 3 to 5 years in this industry if they just show up. But most of them don't. Right? Well, I can't help those people. So people say, well, Darren, why is the failure rate so high in the industry? Well, 97% of the people don't show up for training. Only 3% do. That's why there's a 3% success rate, right? Okay, so I want for you guys to, first of all, look at, okay, this right here is called the Naked Soul. Okay, so I'm actually sharing, these are my proclamations, okay? So I set an intention, so I hereby proclaim that my phone is ringing off the hook with incoming calls, that everyone I talk to wants to join my business, that leaders are calling me from all 4 corners of the world, that people are calling me daily with credit card in hand, wanting to go all in on their dream. I hereby proclaim that everywhere I go, people are looking for opportunity and they see incredible value in my training. I hereby proclaim that the entire team will have the highest opt-in rates and conversion rates on their traffic buys. I hereby proclaim that I will hit my target goal of gold status this month, and that there will be a minimum of 5 people on this team hit the levels of boss and boss maker. I will continue to lead by example and show people live what can be done if they set an intention and take massive action. I am a gold leader. 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 Yes, yes, yes. Now that, my friends, is called proclamations. And if you are not doing that and it's not scaling up exponentially like that, you are not doing proclamations. And it gets loud, and it gets emotional, and you can feel it in your body, and your body will send out a quantum boom. Now, I can tell you when you're doing that, staring at your 3-dimensional vision board, buckle up. Now, if your vision board is blocked and you do not have gateways and you've slapped a bunch of pictures on that are all rectangle, 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 don't expect for it to get the same type of results. There's a specific formula. I teach it in my training, and a lot of people kind of half-ass put it together, and then they're upset because it doesn't work. Is there a gateway there? I mean, can you walk right through from this reality into that reality? If the answer is no, do another one. Stephen Munson did 5. How about that? Mary Barnett did 5. But her revenues in her food manufacturing company have doubled in 5 months. How about that? That's not even to do with network marketing. That's a real land-based, real McCoy business applying these same strategies. Eric Green had a $70,000 month this year from applying these strategies. Joe Stewart went out and wrote his own book. Calais Beeman wrote her own book. Rex Harris was featured in a JV Zoo book. Rock stars of JV Zoo, all applying these strategies. Rex made $60,000 in 90 days, $14,000 in 5 days. There's countless stories of these dozens and dozens and dozens of people that have gone through this that have completely changed their life. Okay? Okay. Now, what I'm going to share with you guys here is that I have a specific formula that I use in Facebook marketing. So it's motivation, inspiration, positive quotes, how-tos on marketing, social proof from me and my team, entertainment, comedy, trivia, right, where I ask questions and get answers, something that I call piggyback marketing. Okay, I'm going to show you some piggyback marketing today, and then value-based webinars. Okay, value-based webinars. This right here, what we're doing today, is a value-based webinar. Okay. Okay, this is a controversial post right here. Okay. It says, don't for a second think that the elites, these are the people that run the world, okay, don't know that they can keep your vibration low if they can keep you in a fear-based state. Okay, so don't think that a lot of stuff that's going on right now in the world, guys, is not completely orchestrated. And the fact that there's so many people right now that have these pictures across here like this is a great indicator that they're doing a good job. Okay, because this is all orchestrated and planned to keep the entire human race in a low vibrational frequency and put them in fear. Okay, and the more people broadcast it on an energy portal, which is Facebook, the more it amplifies. So if they can create a little diversion and create fear across the globe, and then make it go viral on social media, oh my God, they've just done their job. Okay, what's the end result? Hate and anger. Okay, that's what they're trying to actually do. Okay, hate and anger are all fear-based emotions. Rise above it, and you will rise in your vibration. Thoughts become things. This is a science, guys. Don't think that those people don't understand how all of this stuff works that I'm sharing with you guys here today, because they do. That's why they control the media, they control the newspapers, they control all the television stations, the news networks, the 6 o'clock news, because their goal is to keep the human race in a very low vibration and hypnotized, okay, in a waking trance. Focus on your desired outcome. Now, a lot of people don't know what their desired outcome is. Do you know? Do you know what your desired outcome is? And do you have a strategy and steps to get there? So here's an example. So, Tom, what kind of income do you want to make? Darren, I want to make $10 million. Really? What level of income are you accustomed to making right now? $2,000 a month. Guys, really? You know what your subconscious mind is going to say? Yeah, right. And it will never happen, ever, okay? You're better off to be, if you're making at $2,000 a month right now, set a goal for 3 consecutive days to make 50 bucks, okay? Once you do that, up your goal. Set a goal that for 3 consecutive days, you're going to make $100, right? Those are goals that your subconscious mind can go, oh, that's a piece of cake, right? And make it easy on yourself instead of the never, never plan, like climbing up Mount Everest. Focus on your desired outcome and your preferred state of being. This right here, that one sentence, is so much information. If you identify your desired outcome and what is your preferred state, do you realize a lot of people would leave their job? Because they're not in their preferred state. They're actually suppressing them ever becoming millionaires because they hate what they do, and they're broadcasting that message out to the electrons. They're literally creating their own blocker by being in an environment that they hate, but they do it anyway. So they're literally stuck in cement. It's not even possible for them to advance because their bodies are broadcasting a message out to the electrons, which closes all the doorways of infinite possibilities, and they can't move forward, and they don't know why. This is why, right here, okay? So anyway, it's their monopoly game. Focus on creating your own. That starts with increasing your skills so you can increase your bank account. Once you do that, you can create your own economy, okay? Now, here's what I will share with you. Any person that even understands what I've just written here, these are leads, guys. Right here. Okay, so that post has generated for me today, and I only put it out like about an hour ago. Okay, so let's just go down the chart here. Network marketer, 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 network marketer. Like, guys, I mean, this is called, seven-figure income earner. You know, I mean, this is attraction marketing, right? Look at all of these people that are all in network marketing. They're all right here. They're all network marketers, almost every single one of these people, right? And then some people have sent friend requests, right? So, you know, this is really powerful once you understand how to do this. Okay, so that's a controversial post. Now, if you're just first starting on social media, you always want to acknowledge people. Okay, so if I had no activity here and people just liked my post, I'd say, you know, thanks for the like, Ron. Thanks for the like, Stasha. Thanks for the like, Kimberly, because it's going to fill up my page with more activity, right? But you'll typically see me, you know, if you like this, it acknowledges that you've read it. Okay, now even if I don't like necessarily what a person says, I still hit the like button to acknowledge that I've read it, right? So, but you know, here's an example. Kimberly Denise, she really understands these stuff that I'm talking about here, guys, right? So, but you'll notice that the people that I'm attracting are all people on the path of success. They're all people on the path of personal development. They're not in victimhood. They're stepped into their power as leaders, okay? Okay, so this is called social proof, okay? So this is, you know, this is one day um, of results, right? And a lot of these results, guys, on this particular project anyway, have come from the company, not necessarily from me. These have come from the Uniline in Power Network, right? On this particular deal update, this was my effort, right? I brought in 2 people at the dollar trial, but all the rest of this stuff, right, of probably $500-600, maybe more, came from the effort of the company. But I was rank qualified in that deal, right? Okay, so that's called social proof. Okay, what else we got here? Okay, this is comedy, right? This is comedy. Now, if you guys do not know how to use PowerPoint, you need to learn how to use PowerPoint. You'll hear me talk on almost every time I get on anything to do with leadership. If you go into a corporation and you've got senior level management and they have to present data to their board, or they got to present data to their sales team, they have to do it with PowerPoint, guys. Okay, that's how data is presented. Now, as a leader, you need to learn something, then you're going to share what you just learned, right? That makes you a leader. You learn something and then you share what you just learned. How are you going to present what you learned? Typically, it's on a PowerPoint, right? And I'm going to share with you a couple of PowerPoints so that you can start to get an idea of how to create value to the marketplace, okay? So this particular post is about, it's comedy. And, you know, basically I use the little, you know, verbiage all together. Oh, that's another deal that I ranked on. Okay, so this right here, obviously I didn't want to put, you know, F-word on the F-bomb on the social media. So I kind of disguised it, and then I put, I should have listened to the MLM superhero and joined the Uniline, right? And here he is in this chokehold, right? Which is basically what most people are in at their job, because they're broadcasting the message to the electron. They can't even get further ahead. It's not even possible, and they don't even realize that from a quantum physics standpoint. Okay. Now this one is this is speaking specifically to entrepreneurs. The people that have freedom are the ones that wake up every day with one word on their mind: hustle. Okay, so there's another 18, 19, 20. There's 21 leads there, and I'm going to show you guys how I actually work these leads. Now, I have no idea why just selfies generate so much activity, but if you look at people's walls, this is typically the case. And I have no idea why it is, but I just, you know, I just do it because it seems to generate a lot of activity, right? So this was last night. I went out for dinner, and that was me, okay? This is another one. Look at this, 80, 81, 82, 83, and what do we got? 20, 20, or 30. Look at all the activity, right? This is family, right? Family pictures, this particular thing. This is a post I'm going to show you, or an email, guys, I'm going to show you, has recruited 2 people just by sending out an email. Okay, so can you imagine what it would be like if you just sent out an email and boom, you had 2 autopilot signups show up? And I'm going to show you that, exactly what I did and the psychology behind that and how that works, okay? So, okay, so let me just go into this here right now. Now, keep in mind, your goal as a marketer should be to create a list of qualified prospects, okay? A list of qualified prospects. Those are people that are in transition, they're at a breaking point in their life, or they're looking to generate an additional stream of income. Okay, so let's take a look at this particular email that recruited 2 people, okay? Now, this right here, guys, is there's something that are called like cliches, right? you know, everything including the kitchen sink, right, is typically the cliche. So you can piggyback off of cliches. So think of all the cliche type things that you know and then put a little spin to it because people go, huh? What's that, right? So it gets them to click it, right? So I want you to think of cliches that you've seen in movies, cliches that you've seen in cartoons when you were growing up, cliches that you've seen in product ads or whatever. That's called piggybacking. Piggybacking. You're piggybacking off of something that people already know, and then you're piggybacking off of it. Okay, so here's what the copy says. You're driving down the street on a bright sunny day through a super ritzy neighborhood in Hollywood. You pass Sylvester Stallone's digs and you're coming up to Leonardo DiCaprio's crib. And you see a sign on the front lawn that says open house. So you think about it and say, why not? Let's stop and take a look. So you pull over, park the car, you walk inside past the massively huge front doors, expecting to see a cozy setup with all the bells and whistles that you expect from the Wolf of Wall Street. And all you see are hardwood floors, blank walls, and a brochure on the countertop next to the kitchen sink. Boy, are you disappointed. You had your hopes up to be completely blown away with Leo's crib, and all you see is a cold, empty shell of a house. Okay, so that's called setting a story. So I'm painting a picture and I'm taking people on an emotional roller coaster, and now I'm going to bridge over into my business opportunity. Okay, so all of this right here was to take them on a journey. So I'm taking them on this journey into Hollywood, past this house, into the open house. They're parking their car, they're opening up the front door, and now they're disappointed. So I've changed their state, okay? Changed their state. It's sort of like what people go through when they start a home-based business. Okay, so here's the bridge. You get all excited about the possibilities of making gobs of cash flow. You have great products and a real solid comp plan. This is called speaking to the listening, because they're going, yeah, that's me. Yeah, that's me. And all you can think about is a freedom lifestyle. Yeah, that's me. With no alarm clocks, no boss, and cashing those ginormous checks you saw the top leaders making at your last convention. Yeah, that's me. Right? So this is the part right here where I'm now speaking to them personally. Now, what did they do? So you make a list of your friends and family, just like they tell you. You give them a call to talk about your business, and everyone tells you to go fly a kite, right? Now what? So this is kind of like a cliffhanger. So if you've read all the way up to here, right, now they're actually asking themselves that, well, what am I going to do in my business? Because they're in this situation that you've just talked about back here. Kind of leaves you feeling a little empty inside, doesn't it? Kind of like you felt at Leo's crib. So see how this links them emotionally back to this imaginary story that they went through and they read? Here's what I know. There are two things that every top income earner has that you don't. One, an endless stream of qualified leads. Two, a steady stream of new signups in their business. Do you think your business might explode into momentum if you knew the exact formula I use to recruit new reps in 6 to 45 minutes? Okay? Now, this right here, guys, now bridges into helping people solve their problem. Okay? So I'm going to help people solve their problem, right? And I'm going to bring them together like I did here today, and I'm going to actually show them, okay? What if I was to show you how to do it live? What if you could peek over my shoulder and watch me do it and see the exact steps I've taken to personally sponsor over 1,000 people? I can't do this for everyone, okay? This is the the limited supply, okay? I can't do this for everyone. I only have 9 spots available for this live one-on-one training. It's an $1,191 bonus training that my team members get. That's the in and the out formula. So you're either on the team or you can't get it. Sorry, right? It's an $1,191 bonus training that my team members get that can turn any newbie, intermediate, or advanced marketer into a recruiting machine, right? That's what they want. They want to learn how to recruit. In fact, after training, you will literally feel like Rambo, completely unstoppable, because I talked about Sylvester Stallone at the top. Go here now and get activated for a measly $7, okay? Quite frankly, my business partner says I'm nuts to give away this training like this, but I'm in your corner and I want you to get to your dream. Just shoot me an email once you get activated and I'll send you the link to the live training for 12 noon PST Saturday. I can't guarantee that Sylvester Stallone or Leonardo DiCaprio will be there, but I can tell you that if you apply these strategies, you may just make enough money to be one of their neighbors. We've already created 15 verified millionaires so far. Go here now, get activated, see you on the training live tomorrow. P.S. I can only take 9 people on the panel, and this one-on-one millionaire training that can be applied to any business. Okay, so now I basically bridge it into it doesn't matter what you do, you'll get benefit from clicking that link and getting enrolled. Can you guys see how that works? Now, within like, I don't know, half an hour of sending out that email, it recruited 2 people, right? So, okay, so what else do we have? This is entertainment, right? Entertainment, guys, right? With these dunks, right? Shows a couple of different dunks of, you know, I don't even know how a guy can jump up that high. It's crazy. Watch how high this guy jumps. It's insane. His head's above the hoop there. Anyway, more entrepreneurial driven stuff. Now, most people that use social media, okay, they don't understand this one thing. Business is about relationships. Okay, so imagine you going into a lounge and you sit in the corner, right? You sit in the corner and you don't talk to anybody, you don't socialize. What do you think might happen? Everybody's going to think like, who's like the dude sitting in the corner? Like, what the heck? What's that about, right? So these are leads, guys. These are leads. Now, if you are not connecting with these people to find out what is going on in their life, to identify the 3 P's, do they have any pain? Could be emotional pain, financial pain, relationship pain. It could be credit card pain. It could be home foreclosure pain, car repo pain, just lost their job pain, health pain. What is their pain, right? Number 2, what is their problem? Number 3, are they or are they not living their passion? Really simple. Now, some people say, well, you know, Facebook is a waste of time. Guys, I will show you, and I'm going to do this live so that you can see this. I'm going to show you how incredible this is once you learn this formula, okay? This is another controversial post, okay? Guys, I will share with you that controversial posts generate a ridiculous amount of leads. Ridiculous amount, okay? This one happened to be about Christmas. You know, there was a time when I was a kid where as soon as December hit, the whole city lit up like it was like magical. And everybody was going around. The businesses were more friendly than ever. I mean, it was like this amazing energy throughout the entire city. And, you know, people had this spirit inside them, this holiday spirit. And they would, you know, just be like, you know, they'd be giving each other hugs and Merry Christmas. And, you know, the kids were smiling and it was amazing. I remember it back to when I was a kid. And recently, I don't know when it happened, but something shifted, and now it's totally different, right? And I wish it was like it was when I was growing up as a kid. So this post was about that. Now, these are leads, guys. These are all leads. And if you are not saying hello to the people that are acknowledging and seeing your brand, you do not understand social media. You don't understand it. Now, a lot of these people, guys, look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. There's 15 people that aren't even my friends that are participating in that post. That is called attraction marketing, guys. Now, I'll put money on it that if I click on Sam, look, we got 22 mutual friends. We're not friends yet. If I click on here, okay, so let's see. I'm going to go to his photos because I can typically tell a lot from looking at photos. Okay, so he does quote, so I can tell he's on the path of personal development. Life is all about moving on, accepting changes, looking forward to what makes you stronger and more complete. These are ones that he's showcased, right? So let's see what else we got here. Okay, so now this is completely random. Now, what I'm going to share with you guys here is that if you were in a lounge, okay, so imagine you're in a lounge and you're with, you know, I don't know, you're in a lounge that's got 10,000 people and it's gigantic. And you're going around to mingle around with people. What would you do? You're in a social environment. So you would probably say, you know, hey man, how's it going? How's your night going? Or hey, how's your day going? How's your day going so far? Right? That is called social, right? Or you're at the checkout stand and you're the checkout lady sitting there and you're like, hey, how's it going? How's your day so far? Right? That's called social, okay? This is a social platform. So that's how you connect with people. So I say, hey, Sam, how's it going? How is your day so far? Now, because I don't know him and he just popped on to like my post, I'm going to say thanks for stopping by and liking my post. Here's there. Okay, so I'm going to now copy that and I'm going to send it. Okay, so I'm going to go back again. Now keep in mind, this is a relationship business. So I'm going to look down here to see who I have. Okay, so these people right now, I already recognize a couple of these names. I haven't talked to this guy for a little while, so I'm just going to say a quick hello. And I'm going to so I'm going to say oh, I just messed that up there for a second. Can you guys still see my screen? Can somebody tell me if you can see my screen?
Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah, we can see it down.
Yeah, Darren can see it.
Yep, all good.
Okay, now typically what I do is I cut this. I want to give you guys an idea of how fast you can actually recruit people in the event that you are on a mission. Okay, now right now I've got a goal on one of my income opportunities to hit the gold level, which means that I have to make more than 10,000 for the month. Okay, now guys, I'm going to share with you that I'm less than 30 days into the deal. Okay, so last month I had 2 weeks to promote, and I made like 6,300 or something like that. So at the end of the month, it starts from scratch. So right now I'm on day 14, and I'm at almost 7,000. So I've already projected in my mind that I'm going to go past the 10,000 and maybe even halfway up to the next level. If you don't believe it, nobody will believe it. If you don't believe it, if you don't set that intention and speak it into the reality, nobody will. Okay? So you have to take responsibility that it's your thoughts, it's your words, it's your emotions that's creating your reality. So this is called, vulnerability. Like I put right on my wall, guys. Right on my wall, my intention. I don't screw around here. This is called being a complete naked soul. So what are you prepared to do for whatever deal that you're on? How much money are you going to make, and how much are you prepared to be completely vulnerability and proclaim it out to the world? This is how much I'm going to do. This is my life. This is where I'm going. Or are you going to just sit in the corner of the lounge? Okay? Because the people, this is totally true for me right here. Okay? This right here is my life. You want to know how to become a millionaire? I get up first thing in the morning. I work until I can't. I pass out at night, midnight. You know, I mean, keep in mind, I've got freedom. I can get up whenever I want. I never have to wait up to alarm clock. I can go run errands whenever I want. I can go for a walk. I can go to the park. I can go out in the middle of the day anytime I want. But you better believe that if you want to be a multiple six-figure or multiple seven-figure income earner, don't kid yourself, guys. Don't think that because you work for yourself that, okay, I'm going to do one blog post today. Okay, I'm done. Really, you're not going to make any money. That's the truth. Anybody who is a top income earner, they bust their butt. Bottom line. And I can tell you this, Michelle, as an example, has been in Millionaire Mentoring for maybe 90 days, okay? And her life not only has completely transformed, but she just showed up on the leaderboards at number 9 for the most reps enrolled in the whole company. Now, this is somebody who was a brand new person that had never knew how to become a top recruiter, but she just kept on showing up, right? So for her to go from a newbie type of a person that didn't know how to recruit people to being in the top 10 in the whole company out of tens of thousands of people, guys, that is proof right there. This, right here, one word, hustle. There's not very many people that I can tell you here, guys, that when I'm up at midnight on social media, Michelle's still working. I mean, she's got a mission. She wants freedom, and that's it, period, and she's going to get it. And I can tell you that in the next 90 days, she's going to start hitting income levels that she's never, ever seen before. Why? Because she shows up. Right? And she takes massive action. Now, Michelle, share with people on the panel, what has Millionaire Mentoring done for you?
It has changed my entire life. It has opened doors to a new reality. It has helped me step into my power as a leader. It has awakened my awareness to who I really am, and what I'm really capable of. It has really ramped up my attractor factor, and it's really helped me, where you say, how do I feel, how do I feel? I now can go and relax. And I think that's really the most important part, is now I can I can relax, you know, and when I set out my intentions, there's not all that confusion and all that conflict that I send out to the universe, which I think has been the most important and the most effective.
Cool. Okay, guys, this is how fast this happens. When you are clear, when you set an intention, I set an intention, I want to show you guys how to become a top recruiter today, okay? I've only sent out a couple of messages, so this is called a live fish, because we're fishing, right? We're fishing for new reps, and we're fishing to increase our income, and we're fishing so that we can create freedom, and once we learn how to fish, we can teach people how to fish, okay? Now, when you teach somebody how to fish, they can teach others, and you can feed a whole village. So what I want to do here, guys, is I want to show you step by step how to become a top recruiter. So I said, hey, Jason, how's it going? How's your day so far? That's what people do when they socialize, right there. Now, I typically will cut this, and I'm going to do this a minimum of 25 times in any given day. It only takes about half an hour to say that, to cut that and paste it, cut that and paste that, cut that and paste that, with people that have seen my brand. If they've seen my brand, they know my name, right? Those are the people I want to connect with. Those are live leads, guys, okay? He says, good, trying to get everything ready for work tonight. I go, really? Tell me more about that. 5 words will make you rich, right there. Getting karaoke stuff all straightened out, then got to load it in the car. I'm trying to get started on it early so I can relax before I have to leave. Okay. So I want to know, do you do that full-time or part-time? Now, my goal here is just to find out or identify in a couple of quick conversational sentences if whether or not it's his pain, whether or not he has pain, whether or not he has a problem, and whether or not he's living his passion, okay? I want to see very quickly if I can get him connected to his vision for 2016 and whether or not he's getting closer to his vision or further away from his vision, or maybe he's just stagnant, okay? And maybe he's not moving forward at all. Now, I can tell you from, it's only Friday and Saturday, but do construction during the week, which is overwhelming sometimes. So I'm going to say, really? Construction? Outdoors in the winter? I want to get him to pour salt on his wound right now. Okay, that's my goal. Because I want him to identify. He's already saying it's overwhelming. You see that? Which is overwhelming. Okay? That's called pain right there. So I want him to tell me that it's painful. I don't want to, you know, put down what he does. Mostly remodel stuff indoors. Okay. So I'm going to now say, is it your passion? If it's not his passion, I want to find out what his passion is. And I want him to get emotionally connected to his dream. That's my goal, okay? So I'm going to say, is it your passion? Now, if he says no, I want to find out what his passion is, okay? Now, I will share with you guys that typically when I'm on a roll recruiting, I typically have 5 of these open simultaneously. Okay, but I've got this one bigger. I'm going to show you guys right now in a 1 type of thing, and then I'm going to go on a mission. Okay, so he says that not really music is his passion, That's why running DJ stuff on the weekends is easier for me because I enjoy it. Okay. So now what I want to find out is how much money do you need to be able to leave construction and pursue your passion? You know, guys, I'm almost ready for a closing statement right now. So if you're on social media and you are spending 45 minutes talking to somebody, you don't understand this whole concept, right? All I want to do is find out if they've got pain, problem, and whether or not they're living their passion. He already said he's got pain right here. Okay, so identified pain. And it's not his passion. He says not really, music is his passion. So how much money do you need to be able to leave construction and pursue your passion? Full time. He gives me a number, I'm going for a close right now. That's less than 3 minutes right now. In fact, I'm explaining it. I could probably literally recruit this guy in, 2 minutes. He's going to say, what if he gives me a number right now, I'm going to ask a closing statement, and I'm going to go for a close right now. Now, just from a standpoint to show you guys how easy it is to get 5 people for a $7 trial as an example, or if you're an NWC, to get people started at least 25 bucks. So what's 25 plus I think they've got a $19.95 affiliate fee in NWC as an example. So let me add that up. So I would be saying for that one, if I just wanted to get somebody started, because I can always upgrade them later, 25 plus $19.95, $44.95. Now, okay. Okay. So I'm going to say if I was to tell you that my students make as much as $8,500 their very first month, and $11,500 by month 2. And it was only $7 to get started with the system. Is that something that might interest you? Okay. Now, what I'm going to do before I send this is I want to get clear, guys. Okay? You have to take responsibility that it's your emotional blocker that's stopping you from recruiting. Okay? That gets back to loving yourself enough to feel worthy and deserving, to know that abundance is your birthright. And I'm going to say, Jason, you're going to make the best decision of your life. The moment that you say yes, your life is going to change. The moment that you say yes, you're going to be tapped into Millionaire Mentoring, and you're never, ever going to have to worry about money again for the rest of your life. You're going to travel the world. You're going to have so much fun. You're going to meet incredible people. The moment that you say yes, Jason, your life is going to change forever. Boom. Now, I typically will say $216.95 because I typically get somebody in like with a blog and with an inner circle mindset. If I'm recruiting for National Wealth Center, I typically say $184.95. But I want to show you specifically in this training, if you are example with Empower Network and you are not a boss, you're not a boss because you're not doing this, you're not following the Millionaire Mentoring, and you can be boss in 24 to 48 hours. So I'm going to say, I know, right? Pretty sweet, isn't it? Okay, so I'm going to say to him, now I'm going to give him commanding instructions. Watch this video and message me when you are done. Those are called commanding instructions. Okay, so now I'm going to send him directly to my video. Okay, so he's already said yes. So there you go. There's proof in the pudding right here, guys, that in less than 5 minutes, if you understand this formula and exactly how it works, that you can become a top recruiter. And I'm showing you right now live. I can't fake this stuff. It's not possible. How can I fake this? That's live, right? Okay. Okay, so that's one. Okay, so we've already recruited one person right now, and I'm going to keep on going. Now I'm going into massive recruiting, okay? So you guys saw it happening in a couple of minutes. So if you are in Empower Network and you are not a boss, it's because you are not following basic instructions to apply exactly what I'm telling you to do here, okay? So right now I'm going on a mission. I'm recruiting. So now what I can do is if I click on a person's name, I can go instantly to message. See how that goes? Kelvin, message. Hey, Kelvin, how's it going? How is your day so far? Okay, I'm copying this part. Don't copy the person's name. Sometimes you'll forget and you'll send the wrong name, so don't do that. Okay, so there's one. So I've already made about 5 connections today already. I'm going to message Ryan. Hey, Ryan. And paste. There's another connection. Who else do we have? Okay, Jason we already talked to. Danny I already knows in Empower. Let's see what Todd. Hey, Todd. Okay, so we've already made about 7 connections today in like 5 minutes. Okay, Jeff's already in. Chad I know is in Empower. Okay, I'm going to my next one. I got 61 potential leads right here, guys. 61. Okay. Brett, I talked to before on one of my last sessions, and I just want to touch base with him again because he did express some interest. He wanted to meet on Skype, and we've both just been busy, so we haven't had a chance to connect. So I'm going to send one to Brett. See Robert. Okay. Okay, so he's in NWC like you, I guess. So I want to find out. I'm going to say, how's it going so far? Are you doing it full time or part time? Okay, now because he's in another company, I want to communicate to him that if he does not have a central hub as a blog where he can provide value from, that's why he's not generating leads. That's why he's not full-time. That's why he's not being perceived to create, oh, he's doing it full-time. Okay, so I want to say, how big is your team? Now, if once I ask him that, I can find out how much money he's making. I don't have to ask him how much money he's making. I can just ask him how big his team is. Now, in that particular company, you times it by 175 bucks. So if he tells me that he's got 30 people on his team, all I do is go 30 times 175 and know how much income he's making. You see how that works, guys? So If he's not making enough money, I'm going to ask him who is his mentor and what's his monthly marketing and advertising budget, right? Now from that, then I'm going to say, well, do you have a blog that you're using as your central hub? If he says no, I'm going to go, oh my God, are you for real? Right? So I'm going to assume that he does, but when he tells me that he doesn't, I'm going to show him why he needs one if he doesn't already have one, okay? Okay, so I'm going to keep on going here and wait for him to respond. Okay. I'm not sure what Michael's working on, but let's just touch base. Hey, Michael. We're up to about, I don't know, 10 connections already. Hey, Joe. Now, when you do a massive amount of these all at once, I can tell you that these start going off shortly like popcorn. Literally. Pop, 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 pop. Hey, Damone. Now, a lot of people have never been taught this, guys, so they have no idea how to even use Facebook and social media because nobody's ever showed them. So they put out posts, and all it does is stroke their ego, and they're like, oh, look, I got 100 likes, oh, woohoo, and they don't make any money, and they wonder why. Well, they're not connecting with anybody. Business is about relationships. That means finding out where people are at right now on their life path. How can you help them if you don't know? Okay, so he's got 9 people on his team, so he's not making hardly any money. So I want to find out. So I've got now an opportunity to close him right now. Okay, so he's only making, you know, what's 175 times 9, and 2 are pass-ups. So that's only 7. So he's only making 175 times 7. He's only making $1,225 a month. Okay, so I'm going to ask him, what are you doing for your marketing strategy? Okay, so we got another bite. Look at this. Doing great in you. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, because it doesn't look, oh, we've had a little bit of conversation. He's tried to send me some penny matrix deal in the past. You know, we haven't had much communication, right? So I'm going to say, I'm going to go to my phone now, and I'm now going to send him pictures of my trip to LA, okay? So I'm going to go to my phone, and I'm going to pull that up on my, I'm going to say, amazingly well. I just got back from, now my goal, guys, is I want an LOL. That's my goal. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to send him something that is funny. If I get an LOL back, I'm in. Okay, Facebook and a bit of Twitter. Venturing into a little paid was inexplosion too. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to say, are you using a blog as your central hub to provide value to the marketplace and generate unlimited qualified leads? That's what we want, right? That's what we do. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to send Damone a copy of, or a picture of this massive 180-foot sailboat that I saw when I was there. And you notice that I'm talking to him like he's my best friend. I don't even know this guy, right? But I talk to people like we're good pals. Okay, so he's using a blog. So I'm going to say, are you using Kalatu? If he's not using Kalatu, I want to show him how it's very duplicatable right away for his whole team. Okay, so I want to ask the next question. What exactly is it that you do full? Okay, we got another bite, guys. Full-time Damone. Watching What the Bleep Do We Know? Mind-blowing. Okay. So I'm gonna leverage right now into my millionaire mentoring. I'm gonna say, I know, right? I talk about these concepts extensively in my millionaire mentoring training. And teach people how to apply it into their lives. What exactly is it that you do full time, Tony? Okay, so what I'm going to do here, here is what I can tell you. Kalatu makes it super easy for your whole team to duplicate you and go full time like you. All of the plugins are already installed. Here is an example of what it can do for your income to help you add money to your marketing campaign for NWC. Okay, so now I'm going to send him some results that I've generated using the Kalatu blog. So I'm going to send that. Oh, stop with Shelley. Put Kalatu, not Shelley. And I'm going to put a little cartoon. I worked for a university in the admissions department, counseling and enrolling potential students. Okay. So I'm going to say, is that your passion? Oh, look, we got another bite. Oh. Oh, that's Sean. Okay. We're going to blow this up a little bit. It's hard to juggle 5 here if I'm too much bigger than that. Is that your passion? Okay, so I want to find out what are you marketing online?
Aaron, can you go down on Kelvin's just a little bit? I wanted to copy what you have for his.
Oh, should I put is that your passion and wrong one? Anyway, is that your passion? NWC at 9 people would generate only about 1,100 or so for cash flow. Is that enough for your lifestyle? Can you please make the screen bigger? Okay, well, I can't make it any bigger than this, guys, unfortunately, so you're just going to have to blow it up bigger later for the replay. Otherwise, I can't power recruit. Okay. Okay, so this one I'm pretty much done with, so I'm going to go back to my page again, and I'm going to keep on going. Okay, so he's Traffic Monsoon, 4 Corners Alliance, and Power Lead System. Okay, so I'm going to say, how much income do you need to make per month to go full time online? Okay. Okay, so Tony, if she tells me that's not her passion, I want to find out what her passion is and how much money does she need to leave her admissions department counseling role and go full-time with her passion. She's going to give me a number, and I'm going for the close. Now, keep it in mind, guys, content that I put out, the more people see my brand. And if I have 70 people like my post, that means that they've seen my brand 70 times in a short period of time, because my name is going to pop up here on the side of the screen every time somebody hits the like button. Okay, now anytime somebody asks me a question, he says, so where does the $7 come in? $7 comes in to get started, but that explains it in the video. Okay? So look at this. I got 3 people on the go right now. I'm going to potentially recruit 3 people right now. My monthly expenses are less than $2,500 a month. Okay, I'm going for the close right now. If I was to tell you that my students make as much as $8,500 their very first month and $11,500 too, and it was only on this one. Okay. And it was only, I'm going to say, $107. Or no, I'm going to say 107. So you can see here, guys, it's not about the price, it's about the value. And it was only $107, $7 for the trial. I want him to get into the inner circle to get the mindset training. is that something that might interest you? Okay. The moment that you say yes, your whole life is going to change. The moment that you say yes, you're going to be traveling the world. You're going to have so much fun. The moment that you say yes, you're going to be tapped into Millionaire Mentoring, and you're never going to have to worry about money again for the rest of your life. Okay, I'm going to close that down. So I'm going to say, what have you got planned for the weekend? And I'm going to wrap this up. He says he's happy on his path. Cool. Awesome, bro. Super hyped for you. We got planned for the weekend. That'll take his focus off of the whole conversation that we've had. And I don't think the video's changed to say 25 bucks, so that's weird. I watched the whole thing, confused in that part, I guess. Weird. Okay. I really enjoy helping people. I'm providing great service, but I don't like for-profit education. So in the environment, I would say no. Okay. So I'm going to say, what is your true passion? Helping people. Are you willing to click on a mouse for 10 minutes a day and add? Okay. I'm going to say, so I'm going to show him right now my results. If things shift for you and you want a millionaire mentor to be able to go full time, I'm super easy to reach. Okay. Got my son tomorrow. We're going shopping for trainers for him, for Nike probably, only the best for him, but he has to learn it though. Do you have your son for Christmas? He's been following me, so he knows I have a son. He comes on the 27th till the 3rd. Super stoked to see him. Now I'm going to send a picture of my son. Solving, finding solutions to reach goals. Okay, so I'm going to say, nice chatting and touching base. Have a super weekend shopping. Okay, so what you can see here, guys, is that my goal obviously is just the connection. So if I reach out and I make I touch base, I get some rapport, I make an offer, and they say, what do you got planned for the weekend? Takes their attention right off of that, and I maintain the relationship so they never ever feel like they've been pitched. Okay, so now what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to grab this instead of retyping it. I'm going to change this one because she's a business professional, and I'm going to take that up to $216.95. Okay, so you can tell from this that I've left the relationship in really good standing. Even though this part here, I went into a little bit of aggressive. Okay, as soon as he told me that he's happy, I pull back, I maintain the relationship, I wrap it up, I send some positive energy with me and my son, which relates him back to his heart, right, with his kids, and I'm out. See how that works, guys? That's like 5 minutes, 5-minute conversation, okay? So right now, there's the possibility, less than real estate was in a very interesting place. Once you've done it once, the second time around is much easier. Okay, so this guy right here, thinks that on some, advertising penny click deal that he's going to be able to show me what to do, right? When I'm already pulling days of as high as $7,163. Really? Don't think so, right? So I did, what have you done for the weekend? And I'm on the exit strategy right there, okay? So, guys, I'm hoping that right now that you're just hitting yourself in the head going, oh my God, I should have had a V8, and realizing that all this stuff that you had in your brain thinking about how hard it was to recruit people into your primary business opportunity is a piece of cake, right? And I'm going to show you how exactly that's done by people on the panel today, because I'm going to show you the actual post, and it's called Speaking to the Listening. Okay, now if you're on my team in any company, you can leverage the Millionaire Mentoring. Okay, so I'm going to say, have fun, brother. Nice chatting. This weekend, I'm working on a new info product. I'm going to hold that. Okay, this weekend, I'm working on a new info product. And I'm now going to send a copy of the cover. And I'm going to say, notice how it's very casual, and I'm just building friends. This is the Friends for Life program, guys. Have a watch of message me when you are done. Okay? And I'm going to send my link. 10xlifestyles.com/10K. And then I'm going to send my results. And I'm going to, okay, so I'm going to send that, and then I'm going to send this. Could that type of cash flow change your life? I believe it will get shut down in the US. Okay, so we got another bite. Guys, I mean, honestly, if this is not nice to realize that Facebook is your ticket to freedom, and I haven't spent a penny today on ads, I haven't spent anything on advertising, I've just focused on relationships. That is the core of the business. Business is about relationships and providing value. And I'm going to show you guys right now how I was able to pack the panel, have an overflow onto YouTube, and do this training and recruit multiple reps. I recruited actually 2 additional reps because of this training. Okay, I sent out to my list, and I recruited 2 more people by connecting with and getting them off of Facebook onto Skype for people that are bigger players. Okay, so a gentleman came on board that I saw a bigger vision with, so I got him off of Facebook, I got him onto Skype, where I can develop a real relationship, because he's got a training center in the Philippines, and I wanted to show him how if we can partner together, and he can put a room of people together, he can project me on the big screen, I will present to the whole people, I will show my back office, and he can make a fortune leveraging off of Millionaire Mentoring.
This guy Damon is a joke.
I was thinking the same thing.
So I'm now going to send him to a product. Read my story here. So I'm going to send him lifestyles.com/SMT. So this is my subconscious mind tapping product. You'll notice, guys, that all of my stuff is very organized for where I'm going to send a person. It's already preset, right? Well, nice chatting. Have fun, brother. Nice chatting. Okay, Darren, thanks. Okay, so this is, now how long was the conversation? Look at it. Hey, Tony, how's it going today so far? Hi, Darren, watching What the Bleep Do We Know? Mind blowing. I think it's interesting. You had messaged me just as I'm watching this. Ha, I know, right? I talk about these concepts extensively in my Millionaire Mentoring training and teach people how to apply it into their lives. What exactly is it that you do full-time, Tony? I work for a university in the admissions department, counseling and enrolling potential students. Is that your passion? I really enjoy helping people and providing great for-profit education. So in that environment, I would say no. What is your true passion? Helping people? Yes, I would say solving a problem, finding solution to reach goals. If I was to tell you that my students make as much as $8,500 the very first month, $11,500 a month too, I was only $216.95 to get started in Millionaire Mentoring. Yes. Yes. Now, I've never talked to Tony before. If this does not identify to you guys how simple it is to become a top recruiter, then nothing will, because I cannot fake this, okay? I can't fake this. We've never had a conversation. 5 minutes later, she says yes, and she's watching my video. Now, what's going to determine how much money that you make is if you break inertia, you have 25 connections in any given day. If I'm on a roll, guys, and I want to get from 0 to 10,000, I can tell you that I go right past 25, and I set a goal to hit 75, okay, in any given day. That's my goal. And I can tell you it only takes 3 weeks to break inertia, okay, 3 weeks, okay? So I'm going to say, okay, so I want to, it looks like we've had a chat before. Okay, so this guy was actually interested before. I might even try this guy's just to show it in action. So I'm going to say, do you have a few minutes to chat? Otherwise, if I call, you will send it to voicemail. I want to, because I want to show you guys the power of this. Okay, he wanted to chat before, and I'm going to send an LOL, and I'm going to send a thing, a sticker. I use stickers all the time, guys, for my stuff. Okay, so if he gives me a phone number right now, I'm going to say, what phone number are you at? And I'm going to go live, and you're going to hear exactly what I say on a phone call.
Darren, I've been trying with this guy for like a week now. I want to see if you get somewhere with him.
So he sent a little, okay, did the $7 sign up? Did it go through? Because website kicked me off before I finished. Okay, so you guys saw me live today of, so I recruited a new rep. Yes, it shows as going through. Welcome to the team. I will the Millionaire Mastermind group. Guys, I can't fake this stuff, really. Like, how can I fake any of this stuff? This is live. This is real time, guys. You are seeing me in real time within a 30-minute period of time. Potentially have 4 new people into the business, and it's very, very simple. If you believe that you're going to do this, you will do this. If you believe that it's hard, it will be hard. If you believe that you're going to get rejected, you will, okay? Okay. So I'm going to now pull this up on my phone because I've got my pictures there. And I'm going to get it ready. And I'm going to send that, and I'm going to send this. I'm going to say, in the meantime, watch this video. Can you guys see how simple this is? Debbie, you should be having the biggest breakthrough of your life right today. Seriously. Tell me whether or not this is where you're just going like, holy crap, I can't believe what I just witnessed. Debbie, am I right?
This is actually what I've been doing all week, but I can see the little tweaks that I need to make to pull the conversations back a bit.
Okay. So I'm going to reach out right now to Seb because Seb ran again. What's your opinion now about Facebook recruiting, dude?
Yeah, what can I say? I mean, actually seeing you do it live, definitely, I think I was just massively overcomplicating it. I mean, really overcomplicating it. I mean, I was getting results, but just nothing like, it was not as easy as what you showed it to me just then. It was just, you know, it's just so simplified. It was just, yeah, incredible.
Okay.
Mind-blowing.
So guys, let me ask you this. When you first heard me say the words that I am going to show you into your business in 6 to 45 minutes, what was the first thing that your brain thought when you read that? Did you think, like, how can you recruit somebody in 6 minutes? How's that possible? Is that what you first thought in your mind? To be honest. Be honest. Yes or no? Did you guys think when you first saw that I could recruit new reps in 6 minutes? What did you think? Anybody?
I thought it was possible, Darren. I just wanted to see it happen.
Okay. So now that you actually see it live, and you saw me recruit somebody, right? It's not like I was, you know, I only took a half an hour, but there's one person that already enrolled, and there's a couple more people watching the video. And I can tell you that Tony is a good possibility that I will probably be able to get her to go all in, okay? Now, in the event that that happens, which okay, is that she's the type of person that I'm looking for, okay? She's already into helping people. That's her real true passion. She's already a person that is in that type of a model of helping others, but she's not getting paid what she's worth, okay? Now, if I can plug her into a millionaire mentoring session like this for 4 sessions in a row, okay, that's 1 month. That's only a 30-day period of time, guys. Okay, here's what I will share. Her life is going to completely transform, and she's probably going to be walking across the stage within a year as a top income earner, okay? And when you know that you can do that for a person, what do you think happens internally with your own confidence and self-esteem? Let me ask you that. Dan, you tell me, because you're a personal development guy. In the event that you know 100% that if you can teach people certain strategies and certain formulas, that you can completely change their life, that it doesn't matter where they're at on their life path, that within a 30 to 90-day period of time, their life's going to completely transform, just like Michelle. Okay, Michelle's now on the leaderboards, guys. Okay, now you guys have to understand how much of an impact that is when you can take a person who's never ever been a top recruiter and have them show up on a leaderboard in the top 10 of the company. Right, brand new person. What did that do for your confidence level, Michelle, when you saw your name on the leaderboards? Michelle? We lost Michelle. Okay, no worries. Okay, guys, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go back and share my screen, and I want to show you how I was able to pack the panel today and how I recruited multiple people to get here, to be on this. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to go back to this panel. Okay. So, seeing it, affiliate with pretty much everything that's out there, not one to be all over the internet. If I'd be rich if I hadn't wasted my money on things not followed through. Okay, Ryan's kind of, you know, in level 1 right now. He's really in victim mode, and it's unfortunate, but it is what it is. And I'm big into the law of attraction, power of subconscious mind, keep putting the information up. Okay, great. Okay, so he may buy subconscious mind tapping. So at the end of the day, even though he was trying to pitch me on something else, even though he couldn't surrender his pride and his ego and just didn't want to be coachable, he may still buy subconscious mind tapping and use it for his own business. Now, I will share with you guys, subconscious mind tapping is an affiliate program. Every tool that I have, you can be using. You can leverage off of Millionaire Mentoring. You can leverage off of subconscious mind tapping. You can leverage off of 10x Unstoppable Minds and actually make money off of it while you're building your business, which is going to fuel your marketing and advertising budget. So Jonathan asked, do you always put new reps in Millionaire Mentors regardless of what company they come from? Yes. There's different groups for that, Jonathan, just so you know if you're watching, you know, but they all connect back. Now I'm doing this as the central hub so that it doesn't matter what company. Guys, do you realize you could be in any company today, come to this Millionaire Mentoring session, and turn into a top recruiter? But what I will share with you is that you will get there much faster if you have a blog as your central hub and if you're putting out quality content that solves people's problems. And I'm going to touch base a little bit on that today, and I'm going to show you. Okay, so Tom Westrick bought his wife a new car. Congratulations. Okay, so let me just hide that from my timeline. Okay, so what I'm going to do, guys, right now is I'm going to show you. Now, here's this thing that I'll tell you. I put out 68, 69, 70, 71 leads that are generated right here in 4 hours. 4 hours. Okay. So when somebody tells me that they can't generate leads, what I tell them is start putting out better content. Put out is going to get people interested. Now, what is that? Personal development, motivation, inspiration, positive quotes. That will attract network marketers to you guys. So people say, well, Darren, well, what did you do with it? So let's look at how many followers that I've been able to generate from that strategy. Now I have to do a friend cleanup right now because I've got almost 5,000 there. But look how many followers I have. 6,549. Now how did I do that? I did that by putting out content, and more content, right? And it's all personal related content. So what I'm going to share with you guys now is something that you can do for next weekend. So how can you recruit through the week? So how can I share with you a microcosm of what I've done so that you can do it too? Okay, when you guys see this, you'll be thinking, oh my God, what? This is so basic. This is so easy, right? Okay, so here's how it works. Okay, this is NWC, right, at the highest level of the program. Right, I just started it 2 months ago, so you can see last 30 days, number 4, last 3 months, number 5, last 6 months, number 5, last year, number 5. I've only been in it for 2.5 months. Okay, so this is another income stream, and what if I was to tell you blah 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 blah, and it was only $184.95 to get started? What would you say, or what would something that would interest you? That's how I recruited all of these people. It's all around Millionaire Mentoring because that's what people need, right? That's going to solve their problems. Okay, so 12, 13, 14, 15. Isn't it 15 leads? 37. Okay, now look at this one. The best work you will ever do is the work you do on yourself. That's personal development, guys. Look at all the leads I generated right there. Okay. Okay, so let's take a look at the post that I put out that generated the, okay, let me just find it. Shoot, maybe I pulled it down. I don't know, where is it? I mean, you can see, guys, that I put out a lot of content. You know, some people that are completely broke will reach out to me and say, Darren, you put too much content on the internet. Really? Let me tell you that when I start cranking out $7,000 days, then maybe you will put more content out, right? This is called piggyback marketing, guys. Who here wants to make more money than the Mad Hatter? Okay, this is called piggyback marketing. Okay. Oh shoot. Okay, can't do that right now. Okay. You may just feel like Alice in Wonderland with all of the cash flowing in. No need to follow the yellow brick road. I can get you there a lot faster online. On the other side. Okay, this is called piggyback marketing. Okay. Okay, this is another value-based post. Okay. The hardest thing you will ever do in business is surrender your pride and your ego and just do what the top producers do. Okay, now I give them actual action steps. Number 1, show up for training. Number 2, don't try and reinvent the wheel. Number 3, do. Michelle, since you started copying my content, what has happened to your Facebook wall? Is Michelle still there?
Yes, gone? I'm here, Darren. It has really gone up. My activity has just increased tremendously.
Okay. So what Michelle did was, instead of trying to come up with her own content, she just started to take this and copy it and paste it on her wall, right? If it already is working, why go and try and reinvent it? Just piggyback, guys. That's why it's called a team. Teamwork makes the dream work. When we were kids and we copied somebody's homework or we copied their results on their test, it was called cheating. In business, it's called masterminding. Okay? Now, if you just follow the formula, you will get the same results too. Okay. Okay, so watch this. This is how I brought in people today, guys. And this is only 2 days ago, so today's the 14th. I put this up on the 12th. Want to see me do live recruiting? It's $1,000 special bonus this Saturday from 12 noon to 3 p.m. PST. I only have 9 live panel. Okay, so that's scarcity, right? Scarcity. There's only 9 spots, right? This will be 3 hours of pure value that will help you explode your business. Okay, now watch how now I focus on speaking to the listening. Okay, watch this. On this training, you will learn how to never get rejected ever again in your business. Okay, so I'm focusing on their pain, right? How to use social media to generate an unlimited number of leads. I'm focusing on their pain. How to build a business without harassing your friends and family. Once again, their pain. How to become that people cannot say no to your offer. That's what people want, guys, right there. How to break inertia and get your business into liftoff in your first 3 weeks. Now, can you guys see that if you were just to do what I'm doing right here for 3 weeks in a row, 25 connections, build the relationships, Friends for Life program, find out their pain problem, connect them to their passion, they're not living their passion. If I was to tell you we have people on our team making as much $11,500 by month 2, and it was only whatever you want to bring them in at. If you want to get them for a trial, it's $7. If you want to bring them into NWC at the 3 lower levels, it's $184.95. If you've got a business professional, $7 will seem like it's way too low, right, for the results. So I say $216.95, right? If it's somebody in between, I might say $107, right? The $7 plus the inner circle mindset training. How to create momentum in 90 days in your business, okay? Hit me up on private message to see if you qualify for this exclusive and private VIP event, okay? So I'm going to share with you guys here I'm going to show you what I do when somebody says, okay, so this lady here, I didn't get a chance to talk to her, and it was right before the training, so I didn't do the full thing. She basically says she wants to be on the call, right, for Saturday. So I typically say, hello, Fiona, how are you? Looking for more income right now. Okay, so most people would just say, here's the link, right? So she said, hi, I'm already in WC. Anything I can learn helps. Okay, so I thought I had sent her a message. Maybe I didn't say send. So I'm going to say, what is it that you do, Fiona? Okay, so what I want to find out when somebody reaches out to me is where are they currently at on their life path, right? What do they do? And what's their vision? What do they really want, right? That's how you recruit people. There's two realities. There's the reality that they currently are in, and there's the reality that they want to get to. The whole conversation is all going to be about her, not me, not my deal. It's all going to be about her, okay? So what I want to find out is how much money are you looking to make? She's going to give me a number. And I'm going to say, well, what level of income are you accustomed to right now? Now I bring her back to her current reality. So there's the reality that she's in, and there's the reality that she wants to get to. Then I want to find out, is she married? Does she have children? Now I know what her expenses are. I want to find out if her husband works or not, right? Now I want to do the best I can, Fiona, to help you get to your number of X. So give me an idea. What's the current combined level of income of your household so we have a starting point, right? So we know where we're starting from. By me asking that question, I qualify the person to see whether or not I can bring them all in, right? So if somebody says that their combined household income is 100 grand a year, I'm already going for the close. I'm already going to bring them in all in, and I'm going to get them off of Facebook, and I'm going to get them onto the phone or onto Skype so that we can build a real connection, so I can really find out what she wants. Because on an energy port or the phone, I can actually build rapport way faster, and I can take a person's vibrational frequency up to a higher level fast. Like that, right? Do you guys see how this works now? Can you guys see how this works now? Yeah? Okay.
Yes,
So,
Darren, I can.
Dan, you want to unmute for a sec? Dan? Okay. Dan?
I'm here.
Okay. So Dan, let me ask you this, because you've been, a couple months, you went through some Millionaire mentoring, you learned a lot of these strategies now into Millionaire mentoring. Can you see, Dan, with what you have, as far as being in personal development, being a trainer in the past, can you see how this little tiny tweak can literally put you into an unlimited amount of income knowing these strategies now?
I can totally see it. Yep, and that's why I keep plugging in, because I know I'm there.
Okay, now I'm going to share this with you guys, is that when I start talking about this stuff, okay, this has been right from the beginning. I can't fake that, guys. I can't. This is the real deal right here that I share with people. This is the science of getting rich. Now, once you plug this information with subconscious mind tapping and you learn about quantum physics, you learn about the wave particle theory, you learn about creating that gateway like I did, you learn about proclamations and speaking your reality into existence, oh my God. Do you know that Kimberly Denise and Paul Gardner flat start to $79,000 in income in 90 days when they went through that training? True story. Okay? It happens all the time. They went aggressively applying the stuff. They didn't screw around, guys. Okay? Once they got it, and they learned they learned about that electron, that it's two things at the same time, simultaneously. Over here, you've got everything you want, and over here, you've got everything that you don't want. In an environment that is stressful, that's frictional, where you have all of your coworkers coming down on you, you are literally putting yourself through suffering and pain, okay? Because it's not possible when you're emotionally connected to that frustration, when you're emotionally connected to all that chaos, for your body to communicate with those electrons your preferred state. It's literally impossible, okay? So what I will share with you is, as fast as possible, guys, okay, you've got to get yourself into a position where when you go, how do I feel? I feel amazing. I feel gratitude. I feel unstoppable, right? You're a fountain going off like this, right? You want, right there. And the more that you practice this stuff, and the more that you realize that our bodies are radio broadcast frequencies, okay? We're sending off this wong, wong, okay? And your gateway is through gratitude. Okay, now if you're in a relationship that is terrible, you're in a work environment that is terrible, right? And your whole life is in chaos, it's very difficult to start manifesting, right? So you've got to start to, first thing I'll share with you that you've got to do, okay? You've got to completely limit the amount of communication that you have with anybody in your environment that creates any type of friction or negativity, okay? Now, if you're in a situation where those are your parents or they're your relatives, leave the house and go work in a library, okay? Protect your dream. Do not share your dream with people that can do this, okay? You got to protect your dream. Surround yourself with a bubble, with people that only are in the zone that you're in, okay? Plug into personal development daily. Read Ask and It Is Given by Esther and Jerry Hicks, and start listening to Esther Hicks on YouTube, okay? Daily. If you're in the inner circle with the Empower Network, you need to listen to Speak Your World into Existence for 21 days in a row, okay? Speak Your World into Existence. It's in the inner circle, in the back office, in the inner circle rewind, okay? If you don't have a blog, guys, you're completely missing the boat, because you can only do so much on social media, and it's only going to be on the newsfeed for a limited time. If you create real estate that has a solution to the problem, that's forever, right? And that's going to become a massive positioning for you as a leader, because you get the model, okay? So it doesn't matter if you're in Amway, Nerium, Visalis, Prove It, right? NWC. They all have the same problems, right? So if you know the 5 problems people have, and you have all these different solutions to those problems, guess what happens? Your phone starts ringing, right? Hey, Darren, I watched your video. Hey, Darren, I've been following your content. Hey, Darren, I read your blog post. Hey, Darren, I watched one of your Millionaire mentoring sessions. I want to join your team. They don't even care what they're joining. They just want the mentorship. So once you realize this is a mentoring model, a leadership model, a problem-solving model. What do you think happens to your recruiting, guys? Pew! Like this. Literally. Straight up. Once you learn how that you can build a list, okay, and then you learn how to be a good storyteller, right, to write these stories and take people, change their state, and then give them an offer. Change their state, and then offer value to bring them together to something like this, okay? Now, the formula is simple. People together, you're going to give some bonus on the front end. Okay, so here's what I say. Guys, thanks a lot for joining me on this exclusive and private webinar. I believe that 80% of success is all just about showing up. And if you stick around to the very end of the presentation, $97 bonus just for showing up. You don't have to pull out your credit card. I want you to know that I value you being here. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do on the front end. Okay, now I'm going to give them some value. Now, what's going to be the value? The value could be something like this. The value could be how to generate leads on Instagram, how to generate leads on Pinterest, how to generate leads on Twitter, how to generate leads using a blog, how to generate leads using YouTube videos, how to get to the top of the YouTube rankings, right? It's going to be something of value on the front end. And very casually, I'm going to start to bridge over into telling them what I'm working on, okay? And I'm going to tell them why. Why did I choose that particular company? In most companies, if you want to make $1 million, you need about 80,000 people. Okay, 80,000 guys, no joke, small country, to be able to make $1 million in MLM. Now, if there's a unique type situation like NWC or Empower Network, you know that like with NWC, you only need 48 people to make $100,000 a year, 48, right? In Empower Network, it's the same type of thing. You can use the blog and the Inner Circle Mindset training to create $100,000 a year. That's how I went from 0 to 10 grand a month in 30 days, right? Using those two things. That was my foundational piece. Now, if you guys saw me in the course of half an hour have like 4 or 5 people on the line where I could recruit them, one already recruited and one more is on the way, and there's another one, you know, possible, that what would happen if I took 3 compressive action coming out of the gate? What would happen? Pop, right? So I'm going to go, right? Hey, how's it going? How's the day going so far? There's no pitch in that. It's impossible to get rejected, guys. Impossible to ever get rejected if you're building friends. If you're building friendships and relationships, you can never get rejected, ever. Right? Now, I don't even know if there's a fit because I don't even know if you've got a problem. If you don't have a problem, I can't help. Right? And that's the business model. So once you realize that, you can't get rejected. It's impossible. This is the Friends for Life program. This is a leadership mentoring business model, a problem-solving business model. And you promote your business opportunity on the back end, and then you say, for the first 5 people that join me tonight, and now you make the offer so ridiculous. Like, as an example, this one thing. Now imagine this is 4 times a month that we're doing this, right? What would happen if your whole team plugged into live recruiting? What do you think would happen to your exponential growth? Right? Because they know what to do and they're seeing it. They see how simple this is. So bonus. Guys, if you join me tonight, for the first 5 people, you're going to get $4,725 per month. And the first one is Saturday. So what do you think is going to happen when the entry price to get into your deal is less than a couple $100 and the bonus value that you're offering is $4,725? There's no resistance. They have a very difficult time saying no to that type of offer, especially when there's this story, that story, this story, that story, this person changed their life, this person had a breakthrough, this person went from homeless to 20,000, this person made 70,000 in a month, this person made 60 grand in 90 days. Michelle went from nothing to the leaderboards in the top 10. That's what can happen. But first step, what's the first step? Surrender your pride and your ego and stop trying to know it all, do it all, and leverage off the team, guys. Do what Michelle did. She just followed the instructions. She just listened to the coaching. She didn't get her ego in the way. Boom, she's in the top 10. Out of tens of thousands of people as a brand new newbie, guys, that's breakthrough stuff there. Does that make sense to you guys? Can you see how easy this could possibly be when you've got that type of value that you can offer? Keep in mind, eventually, guys, not right now, right? Eventually, you will be the person that's me on the panel, right? You don't have to do it in the very beginning. Leverage the team. Leverage the training. You leverage the stories from the whole team, right? Once you start to have an income story, boom, do your own webinars. Now Michelle's doing her own webinars on Instagram training, right? She's blowing it up on Instagram. I've seen some of her posts with 50 hearts, and I mean, she's going crazy on Instagram now. That will become her special sauce, right? Now she'll create a value for that, right? So she'll talk a little bit about that and say, well, if you really want to get that, the full training, you got to be on my team, right? And if you really want to go big, $4,725 in Millionaire Mentoring, look what it did for me. Now she's talking about her personal story. So she can leverage off of subconscious mind tapping, right, and start making $149 commissions. She can leverage off of 10x Unstoppable Minds and make $17.50 commissions, right, to fund her marketing campaign. Because now, what do you think people are saying when they bump into Michelle? And she's like a fountain of energy, and they're like, holy cow, Michelle, what have you been doing? Oh, I went through this training called Subconscious Mind Tapping. It totally changed my life. Watch this video. And now she's making $149 commissions. That's going to fund her marketing and advertising budget off just her story of her personal breakthrough. Not an MLM deal, not any type of affiliate thing, not a blog, not some product. Her story. Her personal breakthrough story is going to fund her business, right? Does that make sense? Debbie, can you see how that would make sense? Yeah? Okay, guys. So we're going to wrap for today. All I can share with you is if you're watching right now on YouTube and you want to completely, totally turn your life around. If you are a person right now that is in a state of transition, you're in between jobs, careers, you just got a divorce, separated, you've been downsized, laid off, cut back, pink slipped, something has shifted in your reality. Maybe your network marketing company changed their marketing plan. It happens all the time, guys, right? And a lot of times they skim off the top and they change the marketing plan so that your paycheck just cut in half. If you're one of those people, or if you've reached a breaking point in your life where you're just not making the type of money that you want to make, where the month is getting heavier and heavier and heavier with credit card bills, with home foreclosure, with car repo, guys, we can help you here, right? So if you're seeing this online, click the link below, throw your hat over the wall, plug yourself into Millionaire Mentoring. My name is Darren Little with the MLM Superheroes, and I look forward to meeting you in person one day, and I look forward to seeing you at the top. Bye for now.